You stand up from your chair and feel that strange wobble again. It's subtle, just a little weakness in your legs. Maybe you've chalked it up to getting older, but something's different now. The stairs you used to climb with ease suddenly feel like a hike. Your favorite walk around the block leaves you winded, and then one day you catch your reflection. You look smaller. Your arms aren't as full as they used to be. Your legs look thinner. You haven't lost weight really, but somehow you're shrinking. What you're seeing isn't just aging, it's something far more dangerous: sarcopenia, the silent, progressive loss of muscle mass that begins as early as your 30s and accelerates after 60. And here's the kicker. You may be eating 3 meals a day, but still starving your muscles, not because of calories, but because you're missing one critical nutrient that your aging body desperately needs to hold on to strength. It's not a vitamin, it's not a supplement, it's not some miracle superfood from the Himalayas. It's a common food you likely have in your fridge, but probably not enough of it. And the consequences: more falls, more hospital visits, less independence, and a shorter, more painful life. If this caught your attention, subscribe to the channel and comment below. Have you ever ignored a symptom like this? Let's keep going. Sarcopenia doesn't just happen. It creeps up, slowly but relentlessly. And for millions of older adults across the US, it's happening faster than it should. But why? Let's break it down. By the time you turn 60, you could already have lost up to 15% of your muscle mass, even if your weight on the scale hasn't changed. By 80, that loss can exceed 50%. And here's the real shocker. Most people don't even notice until it's too late. So what's driving this silent epidemic? The top culprit: dietary protein deficiency. Yes, protein, not total calories, not carbs, but the single most essential nutrient your muscles need to survive and grow. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein to rebuild muscle. This means that eating the same amount of protein you did in your 30s or 40s no longer works. You actually need more protein, not less. But the sad truth? Many seniors are eating too little protein, or worse, spreading it unevenly across meals. A bowl of oatmeal in the morning, a light salad for lunch, a modest dinner. Where's the high-quality muscle-building protein in that? This is where the slow decline begins. Without enough protein, muscles shrink, strength disappears, balance falters. Bones become vulnerable, and the risk of falls and deadly fractures skyrockets. Quick tip: if you're over 60, aim for at least 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That's nearly double what the average adult consumes and what most seniors fall short on. And no, this doesn't mean guzzling protein shakes or eating steak 3 times a day. There's a smarter, more balanced way to do it, and we'll get to that. But first, you need to know how bad this can get if nothing changes. Picture this: a simple misstep on your front porch. You stumble, your leg gives way, and just like that, you're on the ground in pain, unable to get up. This isn't rare. In fact, falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in adults over 65 in the US. And what lies behind many of those falls? Not clumsiness, not bad luck, muscle loss. When your muscle mass declines, so does your balance reflexes, joint stability, bone protection. Your body becomes a fragile system, one small accident away from serious injury. Here's what happens after that fall. You go to the ER, you get admitted. You're told you fractured a hip. Surgery follows. Then comes weeks, maybe months of rehab. But here's the hard truth. Many seniors never fully recover. In fact, up to 50% of older adults who suffer a hip fracture never regain full mobility. And within a year, nearly 1 in 3 may die. Not from the injury itself, but from complications that follow when independence is lost. Why? Because muscle is more than just strength. It's protection. It's metabolism. It's freedom. Losing it isn't just about getting weak. It's about losing your ability to live life on your terms. And the worst part? This cascade often starts with something small: not enough protein, not enough resistance training, too much sitting, too few nutrients. Actionable tip: start doing a 5-minute balance and strength check each week. Can you get up from a chair without using your hands? Can you stand on one leg for 10 seconds without wobbling? If not, it's time to take this seriously, because your future mobility and even your life may depend on it. Coming up next, why the type of protein you eat matters more than you think. Let's say you start adding more protein to your meals. Great first step. But here's a critical truth most people miss. Not all protein helps your muscles equally. You could be eating more, but still not feeding your muscles what they truly need. Why? Because quality matters just as much as quantity. Here's what you need to understand. Muscle protein synthesis, the process your body uses to build and repair muscle, relies heavily on certain essential amino acids. One in particular stands out: leucine. Leucine acts like a trigger. Without it, your body can't fully switch on the muscle-building process, especially as you age. And here's the kicker. Many common foods seniors eat are low in leucine. Let's compare. 1 cup of lentils, about 8 g protein, but low in leucine. 3 oz of chicken breast, 26 g protein, high in leucine. 1 scoop of whey protein isolate, 25 g protein, very high in leucine. This is why animal-based proteins, like eggs, dairy, fish, poultry, tend to support muscle maintenance better in older adults than many plant-based sources alone. That doesn't mean you have to ditch plants. It means you need to be strategic. Smart strategy: combine plant proteins, rice plus beans, hummus plus whole wheat pita. Add leucine-rich boosters, a bit of cheese, Greek yogurt, or a protein supplement with high leucine content. Distribute your protein. Aim for 25-30 grams per meal, not just loading it all at dinner. And remember, your body becomes less sensitive to protein signals as you age. That means you need more protein more often and with the right amino acid profile. This isn't about bodybuilding. This is about staying out of a wheelchair. It's about being able to lift a grandchild, walk unaided, cook your meals, and live on your own terms. Next, we'll uncover the one mistake seniors make with breakfast and how it sabotages muscle health all day long. Imagine this. You wake up, pour yourself a cup of coffee, maybe have a slice of toast, a banana, or a bowl of cereal. Light, simple, easy on the stomach. But here's the hidden problem. Your muscles just went another 16+ hours without real nourishment. You slept all night, no food for 7-9 hours. Then breakfast hit, and it's mostly carbs and sugar, with barely any protein. What happens next? Your body enters the day in a catabolic state, breaking down muscle for fuel instead of building it. This is one of the biggest, most damaging habits among older adults in the US. According to national dietary surveys, most Americans consume less than 10 grams of protein at breakfast. For seniors, that number is often even lower. And here's why it matters. Research shows that muscle protein synthesis is most effective when stimulated early in the day, especially after fasting overnight. Skipping this opportunity is like missing your body's most critical window to protect your muscle mass. So what should you do? Here's a better breakfast formula. 25-30 grams of high-quality protein, ideally from eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein shake. Include some healthy fats, like avocado or nuts. Add fiber-rich carbs, berries, whole grain toast, oats with chia. Examples: 3 eggs scrambled with spinach and cheese, plus slice of whole grain toast, Greek yogurt bowl with walnuts and blueberries, protein smoothie with whey almond milk, banana and flaxseed. Pro tip: add a scoop of collagen peptides or whey protein to your morning coffee. It dissolves easily and gives your muscles a morning jumpstart. Breakfast isn't just the most important meal of the day, it's the first line of defense against age-related muscle loss. Up next, the surprising role inflammation plays in stealing your strength and what to eat to fight back. You've upped your protein, you're eating smarter, but something still isn't right. Your muscles ache more than they used to. You feel stiff even after a good night's sleep, and no matter what you do, you just feel drained. What's going on? The answer may surprise you: chronic inflammation. This is the invisible enemy breaking down your muscle tissue from the inside out, and it's far more common in older adults than most realize. Here's how it works, As you age, your immune system shifts. It becomes slower to respond to threats but faster to trigger inflammation. This creates a low-grade, constant state of internal stress called inflammaging. It sounds mild, it's not. Because this chronic inflammation interferes with muscle repair, increases protein breakdown, disrupts hormone signals critical for strength, even impairs nutrient absorption. Over time, this silent fire eats away at your muscle mass, no matter how much protein you eat. But here's the good news: you can fight back with food. Anti-inflammatory, muscle-friendly foods, fatty fish, salmon, sardines, trout, rich in omega-3s that combat inflammation and support muscle retention, leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula, packed with antioxidants and magnesium berries, blueberries, strawberries, full of polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress, olive oil, healthy fats that calm the immune response, turmeric plus black pepper. Powerful natural anti-inflammatories when used together in cooking foods to limit or avoid. Ultra-processed snacks, chips, cookies, frozen meals, sugary drinks, refined carbs, white bread, pastries, excessive red or processed meats, daily. Tip: add a tablespoon of ground flaxseed to your breakfast or smoothie. It's rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3s and fiber, and supports gut health too. Remember, inflammation isn't just about joint pain, it's a muscle killer, and most seniors are walking around inflamed and unaware. In Chapter 7, we'll talk about the one form of exercise that acts like muscle medicine, and how to do it safely at any age. If you're thinking, I walk every day, that should be enough, think again. Walking is great for your heart, your joints, and your mind, but when it comes to building and preserving muscle, it's not enough. In fact, relying only on walking can still leave you vulnerable to the slow decline of strength and independence. What your muscles truly need is resistance. And no, that doesn't mean heavy weights or hours at the gym. It means challenging your muscles regularly, in ways that force them to adapt, grow, and stay alive. Why resistance training is essential as you age: stimulates muscle protein synthesis, even in older bodies, increases bone density, reducing fracture risk, improves balance and coordination, cutting fall risk, enhances insulin sensitivity, protecting against diabetes, elevates mood, cognition and independence. Still think it's too late to start? Studies show that even people in their 80s and 90s can gain significant strength and muscle mass within weeks of starting resistance training. Safe and effective ways to begin: bodyweight exercises, squats to a chair, wall push-ups, glute bridges, resistance bands, gentle on joints, perfect for travel or home, light dumbbells or household objects, cans, water bottles, milk jugs, seated strength moves, leg extensions, bicep curls from a chair, guided classes, senior fitness at local gyms or online. Start with 2 to 3 sessions per week, 20-30 minutes each. Focus on form, not speed. Track your progress. Even small gains matter. And here's a secret: the sooner you start, the easier aging becomes. Because building muscle at 65 isn't just about vanity, it's about having the power to get off the floor without help, carry groceries without strain, travel, garden, dance without fear. Muscle is your best insurance policy. And resistance training is the premium you pay, just a few times a week. In Chapter 8, we'll talk about the silent role of hydration and electrolytes in muscle function, and how dehydration can mimic frailty. You feel tired, sluggish, maybe even a bit dizzy. Your legs feel heavy, your grip is weak, and your mind is foggy. Most people chalk this up to aging, or maybe a bad night's sleep. But in many cases, the real problem is something far simpler. You're dehydrated. Yes, dehydration can mimic muscle weakness, and it's alarmingly common among older adults in the US. Here's why. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes. You don't feel thirsty, so you don't drink. Your kidneys become less efficient, so fluid balance shifts. Medications, especially blood pressure pills and diuretics, can cause water and electrolyte loss. Add in hot weather, caffeine, or a poor appetite, and you've got a recipe for chronic low-level dehydration. And here's the scary part. Muscles are about 75% water. Even slight dehydration reduces muscle endurance, strength, and coordination. It also raises the risk of cramps, falls, and fatigue, especially during physical activity. Signs of dehydration that get mistaken for aging: low energy, poor concentration, dizziness when standing, constipation, dry skin, muscle cramps or spasms. How to fix it? Drink at least 1.5 to 2 liters of water daily unless your doctor restricts fluids. Include electrolytes, especially if you're active or on medications that increase urination. Great sources: coconut water, bone broth, or electrolyte powders without added sugar. Spread fluids throughout the day. Don't chug large amounts at once. Eat hydrating foods: cucumbers, oranges, watermelon, zucchini, soups. Quick tip: start your day with a tall glass of water before coffee. Add a pinch of salt and squeeze of lemon for an easy electrolyte boost. Remember, if your muscles feel weak, don't just look at your strength, look at your hydration. It could be the missing link. Now for the final chapter, the simple daily eating plan to preserve your muscle and strength for the long haul. You've made it this far, and now it's time to put it all together. Because knowing what to do isn't enough. You need a system. A simple, repeatable way to feed your muscles every single day without confusion, extremes, or overwhelm. Let's build it. Morning routine, 7 to 9 a.m. Goal: break the fast with high-quality protein and hydration. Example: 2 scrambled eggs with spinach and feta, 1 slice of whole grain toast with avocado, 1 cup Greek yogurt with berries and chia seeds, 1 tall glass of water with lemon, and a pinch of sea salt. Bonus tip: add collagen peptides or whey protein to your coffee for an extra protein kick. Lunch, 12:01 p.m. Goal: maintain protein momentum and fight inflammation. Example: grilled chicken or salmon quinoa or sweet potato, large mixed green salad with olive oil and walnuts, herbal tea or water with cucumber slices. Remember, this is your chance to pack in leafy greens, omega-3s, and antioxidants. Dinner, 5 to 7 p.m. Goal: repair and recover overnight. Example: stir-fry with tofu or lean beef, broccoli, bell peppers, brown rice or lentil pasta, sautéed kale with garlic. Optional: small piece of dark chocolate, anti-inflammatory plus satisfying. Before bed, 8 to 9 p.m. Optional recovery boost for those over 65 or strength training. Small serving of cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a slow-digesting protein shake. Why this works: nighttime protein may help prevent overnight muscle breakdown, which becomes more common with age. Weekly muscle plan: strength training 2-3x week, 20-30 minutes. Walking cardio 3-5x week. Balance and mobility 5 to 10 min day. Chair stands, heel raises, single leg stands. Daily hydration plan: 1 glass of water first thing in the morning, 1 with each meal, 1 in the afternoon, 1 after physical activity. Include electrolytes 1 to 2 secs week, or more often if you're active or on certain meds. This plan isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Small daily wins. Muscle is built meal by meal, rep by rep, sip by sip, and it's never too late to start. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and share it with someone you love. Someone who deserves to stay strong, independent, and vibrant for years to come. Comment below, what part of this plan are you going to start today? Stay strong, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's pause for a moment, not to talk about what's on your plate or your workout plan, but about what's happening between your ears. Because here's the truth few doctors talk about. Your mindset may be the single most underrated factor in how well your muscles age. Yes, your mental habits, beliefs, and daily choices are shaping your physical strength just as much as your diet or exercise. Let's unpack this. Belief versus biology. Are you too old to build muscle? If you've ever caught yourself thinking, I'm too old to start working out, my muscles are already gone, what's the point? I'll just slow down and take it easy now. Then you've already encountered the most dangerous muscle-wasting agent of all, learned helplessness. It's the quiet voice in your head that tells you change isn't worth it, that you've missed your window. But neuroscience and real-life evidence says otherwise. A study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that adults over 70 who began resistance training just twice a week gained muscle, improved balance, and reduced their fall risk by over 40% in 6 months. The muscles responded, the body adapted. All because the brain said, let's try. Mind-muscle connection, not just for bodybuilders. Ever heard a fitness coach say, focus on the muscle you're working? That's not just a motivational cliche, it's backed by science. The mind-muscle connection refers to the neural pathway between your brain and your body, and it gets weaker with age, unless you use it. That means that consciously activating muscles, even during simple movements, can lead to better strength gains, improved coordination, and more effective workouts. Try this. During squats or sit-to-stands, focus intensely on your quads and glutes. While doing a bicep curl, slow down and feel the muscle contract and release. When standing on one leg, concentrate on your core engagement and posture. This is neural exercise, and it trains your body to move with intention, not habit. Stress, sleep, and strength. The triad you can't ignore. Let's talk about 2 more silent muscle killers: chronic stress and poor sleep. As we age, it becomes easier to dismiss anxiety or insomnia as normal. But both cause elevated cortisol, the stress hormone that breaks down muscle tissue and blunts recovery. Here's what cortisol overload does. Suppresses muscle protein synthesis, increases fat gain, especially around the abdomen, depletes energy and motivation to exercise, raises inflammation, yes, again. Now, combine this with poor sleep, and the problem multiplies. During deep sleep, specifically stages 3 and 4, your body releases growth hormone, a key player in muscle repair and regeneration. Miss this window and you miss your body's natural rebuilding shift. Recovery checklist. Create a sleep routine, same bedtime, wake time every day. Limit caffeine after 2 p.m. Practice stress release, deep breathing, journaling, or light stretching before bed. Get morning sunlight to reset your internal clock. Even a 20-minute nap during the day can support muscle recovery, especially after, say, training. The power of tracking, motivation through momentum. Another mental habit that dramatically affects muscle health. Tracking your progress, not obsessively, not for perfection, but enough to see patterns, catch improvements, and build momentum. Try this. Keep a small strength journal, log your meals, especially protein intake. Note exercises done and how you felt afterward. Track your balance. Can you stand longer on one leg each week? Record small wins. Carried my own groceries today. Got up from the floor without help. Used resistance bands for 10 minutes. These moments may feel small, but they're signs of muscle resilience, building in real time. The more you notice progress, the more motivated you'll be to keep going. Final word. Your brain is your strongest muscle. Here's what no fitness tracker or lab test can measure: the decision to try, the refusal to give in. Muscle doesn't just come from food or resistance bands, it comes from daily intention. From saying, I may be aging, but I'm not surrendering. I can build strength no matter what decade I'm in. My best days of movement and independence can still be ahead, because aging is inevitable, but losing strength is optional if you train your brain as hard as your body. Now it's your turn. What belief about aging or strength are you ready to challenge today? Drop it in the comments, and let's rewrite the story on what's possible after 60.